What's up, y'all? Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm just gonna catch you up because it's been a couple minutes. I was pretty consistent on posting back in Vlogmas, but I had a really stressful time at the job that I was at, so I had to figure it out. So I had to make sure that I had a job before I left that one. So I was applying to like a billion places. Meanwhile, there was just like chaos in the office. I don't know how, when there was only 3 people in there, but just when there's no guidance, management, or proper training, it was what it was, okay? And I was not getting paid enough to be the manager, but also not have that title. You know what I mean? Like, or the pay. Because that's what it felt like. It felt like I'm doing all of these things, but you're just front desk. Just don't forget that, though. Oh, you think, oh, you thought you were something else. No, you're not. But hey, can you do all these things? Can you handle all of these things for me? Editing Erica here. I am coming to say a few things about the whole job situation. When I left, they thought I was bluffing. I think they thought that I was saying that I was gonna quit, but I really wasn't, and they thought I was like kind of like bluffing for a pay raise. Wasn't bluffing. I really dipped. Okay? And they asked me why. I was surprised. I was surprised. I was surprised. I was, but I was hoping there was another person that asked, but they didn't ask. It's fine. It's fine. They didn't want to know. They didn't want to hear it. But someone did ask me. It was a partnership, a husband and wife. The husband did ask me why. I was telling him, but he was kind of like shutting down everything that I was saying. And I felt like I needed to get it off my chest more of like what it was, like into detail, not just like over the phone of like a 1-minute conversation. So I actually wrote out, I used AI and I put in like the key points that I wanted to talk about. I wanted to like bring up like certain points of why it was that I decided to leave, like because they were confused on why I was actually quitting. Like, first of all, they thought I wasn't, and like when I actually was like, hey, today's my last check, like I need to pick it up, the husband was like, he's the owner, he was like, oh, I heard you were, but you really are, like, what happened? Like, nothing. We had no problems with you, so we don't, like, basically they just didn't understand why. And I'm like, you really gonna play that way with me when you are literally a doctor and a nurse? You guys went to med school and you can't figure out why I would quit? That's crazy. One summary of it, I was doing the job of, let's just make it 3 titles, because I was front desk. Probably like 4, bro. I was for a moment there, I was the only person in the office. I was by myself working with one of the nurses, but that nurse had left. Red flag. That nurse had left, and I had gotten information from her. She had told me how things were, and I seen it for myself, but I was doing the job. I was like support to the nurse. I was cleanup crew. I was opening and closing. I was the esthetician, also the cleanup crew. So if I had a client, I'm the front desk, okay? Client, I'm booking the client. I'm doing the service for the client. I'm checking the client out. I'm setting up for that client. I'm cleaning up for that client. But I'm not getting a commission. Goodbye. Anyway, I just had to say this a little. I got my point across. Okay, I sent it in an email, and it was very long, very professional. But I was like, key points. I was like, don't make promises. You know, in a more professional, well, a less professional way. I basically said there needed to be better training. There needed to be an actual manager, promote within. You know, if you have an employee that has been working there and they've proven themselves, why wouldn't you promote that person? Hold up your promises that you make in the interview, because your employees will remember. I so petty to ask for a dollar raise. Personally, disrespectful. You remember. I'm doing the work enough for you to give me a dollar raise, and you're not gonna do it? That's disrespectful. I can't. It's a dollar. Working 35 hours a week, that means I'm getting an extra $35 a week. Come on. Anyway, I just thought I'd throw it in there. So, with the lack of appreciation, I decided to find a different job, which I did. I've already been there for about 3 weeks, about a month. And I love it. I'm working with kids. I'm doing an after school program. I'm working with like crafts and paint and glitter and a mess, and it's a mess. It's a mess, so I'm having to clean up after them. So I found, you know, with talking and having my interview and hearing what the needs are of the school, I found a way around it a little bit. I have done this morning. I actually did the first part of the training. It's Pound Fit, but it's Generation Pound Fit, which is for the youth. So it's ages 6 to 12, and basically it's a workout class that uses drumsticks, and it is really good for brain health and fitness. And so I get to work and work out, and I'm really excited about that. So since I lost that job, I also lost weight. I lost 10 pounds. Okay, sis? 10. Because you want to know why? Cortisol level dropped. I'm in that time of my life where, what are you doing out there? Where my mental health and how I feel and where I am is more important, and I will do anything and everything to make sure that my little bubble does not get popped. Because you can pop your bubble, but you don't need to pop mine. I'm gonna pop yours. I don't even be popping bubbles. That's how gracious, that's how calm, that's how peaceful, that's how I interact with the world. But yet I get it. The disrespect, the audacity. I'm hungry. That's how you lose weight. You don't eat. I'm not a dog. I don't need a treat. Have you guys heard of skinny TikTok? That is not toxic, you guys. That is not toxic. That is literally just telling you the truth. Because, trigger warning,
sleep and eat some sleep. Am I big for eating 2 boxes of pasta last night? Of course you are, but you already knew that. What do I do when I eat, but I can't stop eating even when I'm full? Close your mouth up. Go ahead and sew it up with a little string. Cheat meals are, you've had a cheat life. Don't worry about it. You don't need to walk 10,000 steps. You need to walk 10 steps to the kitchen to eat. My favorite smoothie is called water. It's very delicious. I get it with extra ice. What about running? Run to the kitchen to eat less food. Am I big for eating Chick-fil-A? Yeah, your back told you that already, though. You get all the sleep in the world, but you still have a double chin. Tell me more about that, Miss Sleep. Miss Sleep has a double chin. Tell me more about it. I never said sleep wasn't important. I said, is not getting sleep going to stop you from losing weight? No. If you were on a deserted island and there was absolutely no food and you were getting no sleep because you were afraid something in the dark was going to come bite you, you would be getting no sleep, right? You'd be sleep deprived, but you'd also be a skinny legend. How do you feel about the Stairmaster? Throw it in the trash. Master the kitchen instead. How do I stop bored eating? Go to sleep. Don't ask me if you're big. Ask the mirror. Say, mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the biggest of them all? Don't ask me. Put peanut butter on Ezekiel bread? No, put hopes and dreams on your Ezekiel bread. Hope that you get a chiseled jawline and dream about a flat stomach. You can't stop eating burritos? All right, go to sleep. If you cannot afford a food scale for $4, then I really need you to just get back in the kitchen and figure out how you're going to get this money by tomorrow. You need to focus on that first. How long did it take for your Ozempic to work? I wouldn't touch Ozempic if I had your bad body. You've got 3 chins. Even with 3 chins, I still wouldn't touch it. You have a double chin and you will do calisthenics. Tell me more about how exactly you're going to do a pull-up. I'm vegetarian. My meal plan you're a big vegetarian. Oh my God. Get like me. But if I were you and my back was that big, I'd fight Chick-fil-A instead. I didn't make you big. I just met you today. You was big when you met me. So instead of fighting me, why don't we fight Chick-fil-A? Because Chick-fil-A knows you by your last name. That's crazy. Your pleasure. You pull up, she already know your order. 3 Polynesians, 3 mayonnaise, because you don't play. All right, so slow down. You should start fighting Chick-fil-A. If Chick-fil-A made me as big as it made you, I wouldn't go there no more. So let's play a game called No More Chick-fil-A. Every day you don't go to Chick-fil-A, you get a little bit smaller, So if breathing is how you lose fat, how did you get fat in the first place? I'm just asking a question. I'm not trying to be funny. Drop in the chat some fast food restaurants you went to this past week and we'll talk about how you got fat in the first place. Taco Bell, Chipotle, Chick-fil-A, 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 Chipotle, 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 Jimmy John's, Seasons of Japan, Nando's, Chipotle, Chipotle, Burger King, Chick-fil-A, Chick-fil-A, Chick-fil-A. Oh my God, Chick-fil-A got a chokehold on our community. That's why 74% of Americans are overweight and 62% of Black women are obese. Crumble cookie, it's 1,000 calories for a cookie at Crumble Cookie, and you ate 3 of them. Outback, pop, grab your belly fat. Everybody grab your belly fat. Literally grab your stomach and grab a roll. Grab a roll. Grab a belly, grab the back. You got 2 hands, right? Grab both of them. Grab a little double chin if you can. Just grab it. I want you to feel it. What is that? What is in your hand? What's in your hand right now? Is it water? The girls love to talk about water retention. Is it water? No, it doesn't feel like a waterbed. What you are grabbing is fat. A joke? The fact that you can't fit your jeans from last year, that's a joke. No, that's sad. You can't fit the jeans that you bought last year? That's actually not a joke. I'm sorry, I'll come up with a better joke later. Do you think I can drop 40 pounds by June? 40 pounds by June? Yeah. In a month and a half? Absolutely. All you gotta do is cut off your left leg.
So if you are tired of being large and in charge, give me 30 seconds of your time because I'm gonna give you guys tips on how to glow the fuck up right before summertime. Number 1 is to walk over 10,000 steps every single day. This is exactly how I was able to kickstart my weight loss journey. And I have lost 25 pounds since I started incorporating walking into my routine. Number 2 is you can't outwork a bad diet. Do all the exercises in the world, you can do all the walking in the world, trying to burn as many calories, but what you eat in private will always show in public, so be mindful of the things that you are putting into your body. I'm not saying to restrict yourself, I'm saying to follow a diet that works best for you, which incorporates a lot of whole foods, less processed foods, less carbs, less sugar if you actually want to see results. Number 3 is making sure that you are drinking enough water every single day. Some of you guys are literally walking the planet looking like a dried up raisin. Water is good for your gut health. Water is good for your skin health. Water is good for your digestive health.
So many tips and tricks from the girls on Skinny Talk. And not just that, they've cracked the code to weight loss. They've simplified it down to where a toddler could lose weight. And not only that, they've helped me realize how I had fat woman habits. Like I had a fat woman's habits. The way I eat, the way I thought about food, how I censored food, how every event I went to was involving food, how my whole life surrounded around food and lack of movement. Yeah, I would go to the gym, but I still wasn't active. And I know somebody gonna be like, how you go to the gym, but you're not active? Because if you go to the gym for an hour a day, but then you sit the rest of the 24 hours, I'm not active. So in honor of Skinny Talk helping me, I'm going to give y'all some of my favorite tips I've learned from Skinny Talk thus far. Tip number 1, weight loss is all about eating less and moving more. It's just that simple. If you eat less and move more than what you eat, you're going to lose weight or not gain weight at all, period. Tip number 2 that the girls on Skinny Talk taught me is to prioritize movement. Like It is as simple as a walk. I live 2 miles from the grocery store, and it wasn't until I got on Skinny Talk that I actually started to walk to the grocery store. Why do I live 2 miles, not even, from the grocery store, and I had never walked there before until I got on Skinny Talk? Skinny Talk taught me that I was just pure lazy, for real. Like, laziness, just convenience was at the root of everything, and that is crazy. So thank y'all for that tip. Tip number 3 that the girls on Skinny Talk taught me is that it is okay to still go out to dinner, to go out to eat. Of course, every event does not need to be centered around food, but when you go out to eat, you don't need your own fucking meal. Skinny Talk taught me that there's friend groups that go out to eat and they literally share a meal. They share a meal. They share a fucking appetizer. They're not ordering their own fucking 2-person pasta. They're not ordering their own burger, triple cheeseburger with fucking fries. They're splitting a meal. They're splitting a meal. And if they're still hungry or want something else to nibble on, they'll split that too. Shit, to be honest, it seemed like they split everything but the drink, if we're really being honest. That was golden for me because as a person who was raised to not get up from the table until you finish your food, we've been psychologically trained that we need to eat our full plate or even take it to go. You don't need all that fucking food. You don't need all that fettuccine alfredo. You don't need fettuccine alfredo with a slice of cheesecake for dessert. Like, where's all that food going? What tip number this is, but the next tip. Skinny Talk taught me that you're not hungry, you're fucking thirsty. A lot of y'all, because I drink water now, are fucking dehydrated. You just simply don't drink enough water. Every time your fucking hunger cues cue in, you think that means that you need to eat. You need water, Bookie. Water. You need to drink some liquids. And the last and final tip that I'm going to take to the grave with me is that either you pay for the body you want now or you're paid the doctor for it later. Okay? I don't know who needs to hear that. Because either you're going to get a gym membership, work out now, eat right now, buy your supplements, or you'll pay the doctor later. Let's not talk about how Minister Tony Fine Fit said, and if you're hungry at night before bed, eat your pillow.
It's real shit. Like, their tone of voice, yeah, their sarcasm, yes, some of them are a little rude, but they're telling you some real shit. In part with Skinny TikTok, and I'm not even on Skinny TikTok. That's the crazy thing is I watched I think a podcast. I like to watch podcasts. There's people on YouTube that do a lot of videos about like overarching themes of our society, and one of them was like toxic body positivity. But is it really body positivity? Because we're promoting obesity. Like, are you happy with being overweight, or are you just manipulating yourself to stay that way? Anyway, so that's where I'm at. I'm excited because I can make money, I can work out. The kids are gonna love it because it's gonna be, hands down, it's gonna be the favorite class of all of the clubs. Like, I already know, they already love me, and it's barely week 3, so I could only imagine like having this club. And another good part about it too is I'm pretty sure that I'll be going to all the different schools because all of the kids are gonna want to do it. Like, I'm pretty sure. So that's good too, because I get to like float around and go to different school sites and meet different kids and get a feel. And my real goal is like, while I'm still going to school and stuff like that, but I don't have my AA yet, obviously, is to get a better job because I'm doing part-time right now. I don't have benefits. Okay, so but my whole goal, my like long-term goal is to get, you know, a better job and do that. But in the where you are, you have to make the most of it. And I do feel like this job is the best fit for my moment. And right now I'm gonna do basically my radar for opportunity is heightened because I want to make sure that what I'm doing is the best that I can do, and I could do it for a while, because I know that already off the bat, dealing with glitter and glue and paint and cleaning up after these kids that don't want to clean up their mess is gonna drive me insane, and I won't want to do it for a long period of time. But I know that doing the workouts, like I know that that's beneficial to me as well, and I know that the kids are gonna like it, and there's not much cleanup with it. So once I learn, you know, because it's pretty cool. I did the training this morning, and like I learned a lot, and I thought I was gonna have to come up with like my own like choreograph, cute choreograph, right? I thought I was gonna have to come up with that, and no, and the music as well. Everything is done for you, and they have already pre-made activities. I'm excited. So all I have to do is learn these songs, and that's it. And that's it. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. So I was gonna say I lost weight. There's three parts to the losing of the weight. Okay, mentality. The first part is losing that job and finding another one that is a little more grateful for you. If they don't have gratitude, then it ain't nothing. But the thing is what I feel like, what I truly feel like is editing Erica here. I just wanted to pop in and say that the three things that I was talking about before I went, I'm about to go into a tangent about some other stuff, but the three things that really pinpointed why I lost weight was because changing the job and less stress, getting a different job that was more appreciative of me, and then eating at home. So I'm not eating fast food, and that basically, like, I changed my mentality about what was most important, and the changes that I was making financially, health-wise, and job-wise. So everything connected. The difference was the jobs that I've had the last 3 years were all sales. It's contingent. The amount of money that you're gonna make is contingent off of sales, whether it's commission based, because I did commission based, which was real estate, insurance, and then, or whether it's, you know, you're working at a business that is reliant on the sales, and if they're not making money, you're not gonna get a raise, right? So like, or if they're not making money, you don't get hours, or if it's so slow, you might just lose your job. Like, and that's the difference between working at the schools. The schools is nothing like that. That is government funded, sweetheart. Where are those kids going? Nowhere. Home and back to school. And they have to go to school. If they don't go to school, their parents get called. Where is your child? You have a note? Do you have a reason? Is there an excuse? That's the difference. It's called stability, security, low effort, in the way of, as long as you do your job, you're gonna have your money. Like, it's not contingent on, I gotta go find kids to make sure to sell them on going to school. Like, don't get me wrong though. Don't get me wrong, y'all. Being an entrepreneur has taught me so many things that I don't want to do. Just kidding. So many things, and created like it's definitely built a character for me, like, because I've been out there, I've talked to people, I've cold called, I've walked up to people in the street and shook their hand and talked to strangers, and sat at houses, and random people come in the house. And can you even imagine, I've in a busy part of the city, on a 4-way stop, had to park my car at a red light or even a green one. I have to get out, park my car, get out, pop my trunk, open up the trunk, grab the for sale signs or open house signs, not for sale signs, open house signs out of my dang trunk and put one sign down on that one, and have to do that for the whole entire route to get to the house, so that people know that I'm having an open house. And then I gotta go back and pick it up, and nobody might not show up, and you might not get paid. Do you understand? You don't even get a check. Can your social anxiety even do one of those things that I just said? Are you willing to walk up to strangers and shake their hand? So I will give it what it's due. God did what he needed to do. He sprinkled the sazon on my filet mignon. Okay, he did what he needed to do. But also God be like, I taught you and you don't learn. Hard-headed. So I gotta teach you again, sweetie. You know? When are you gonna learn? So then you gotta learn so that you don't have to go through the lesson again. Dude, this smells burnt. Hold on. I didn't feel like I was talking for that long. Salmon rice with frozen veggies. I'm gonna put some aguacate. I'm gonna put some queso fresco and some, actually I'm gonna use this salsa that I just bought. Fire. I think this is like a avocado salsa. Oh, onion, cilantro, jalapeno, salt, lemon, black pepper, all of it. Something. Fire. Okay, I know that the carbs don't make sense of why I lost 10 pounds, but that's not the point. The point is eating at home. There's food at the house. Food at the house. The problem is fast food's horrible, y'all. Horrible. And the more that I eat at home, the more my body's like, you eat another fast food product and I'm gonna make you shit your pants. Yeah. If you're eating fast food all the time, your stomach gets used to it. You get used to it. And you're like, it's fine. I'm fine. My stomach doesn't hurt. Yeah, it does. You're just used to it. And it really ain't that bad because, yeah, your stomach kind of like copes with the bubbles. It copes with it. That's why you get inflamed, because your body's trying to like protect you. So it creates a barrier of inflammation to protect your organs. I mean, don't let me get scientific on you, because I will. So if you could eat the same things at home. You want a burger? Go to the store. Buy yourself the buns. Let me stop. I've been up way too early. I have energy. I worked out at 5 o'clock this morning. When was the last time you did that? No, I'm waiting. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna eat my food right now. So this is with all the toppings. I added also pickled carrots, pickled jalapenos, a little bit of sour cream, that salsa, avocado, on a bed of rice with the salmon. Fire. And guess what? My stomach not gonna hurt. It not gonna hurt, baby. It really not. And I'm gonna be good for a while. Watch. So I did my second training today, and it is later in the evening. So I did the training this morning, and I was just craving a after that workout, a smoothie. So I'm doing raspberry. I put 2 tangerines, a handful of raspberries. I'm gonna do a little bit of vanilla, and then I was just gonna put water and ice, and maybe a little bit of honey. But this is pretty sweet though, so we will see. Well, I truly hope I did something here. I haven't made a smoothie in a really long time. So I didn't want to make too much either. I'll just go ahead and rinse that out. Let's try her out. It's pretty good. Yeah, the tangerines are really good. The only thing I don't like are how chunky the raspberries get. Like, you can't blend that down very well. So but it's good.